I'll be right back. I told y'all them girls was not gonna give me no damn wrinkles. Yes, ma'am! We got to get into some things. Let's go get them. Hey, Lyric.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good.
I'm good. I hope you staying safe.
Yes. That is the ultimate goal is to just stay safe and stay healthy.
We don't need no corona.
Oh, Miss Corona V is taking us out.
Okay, we don't.
I just want to be back outside already. Like,
please, I'm ready for all of this to just go away.
Yes.
So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Lyric Lowe. I am from Portland, Oregon. I'm a visual performing arts major, and I'm set to graduate in December, so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, I just really want to, get into this interview, just answer any questions anybody has.
And you were the captain of the Orchesis.
Oh, yes. And I still kind of currently am the captain. Because the semester didn't quite end. Yeah. And so we do, like, a full season. So we do the fall and we do the spring, but I didn't get to the spring. So I'm basically fulfilling my duties until I'm officially, like, graduated. Right. Yeah.
So what other dance experiences did you have prior to being in Orchesis?
Well, I did, like, hip-hop and African growing up. And then I did like cheerleading for a while, and then my junior year of high school, I auditioned for a dance company called Jefferson Dancers in Portland, Oregon, which is like a high school-based dance company where that was my first time being introduced to technique. So ballet, modern, jazz, contemporary, all of those things were new to me at that time. I just kind of had a natural ability to dance, right. But it was there that I really, like, was like, oh my God, like, dance is, like, a full art form, and I need to know all of these things to be great, Right. So once I graduated, I went to American Musical Dramatic Academy in Los Angeles, and I studied there for a year, and I just basically kind of did the same thing. Was working on technique, so taking ballet, modern, jazz, contemporary, and just getting more comfortable with those styles. I also did musical theater as well as some acting out there, and that's what really like pushed me to want to continue to be a visual performing arts major, because once I graduate, I want to, either move to LA or move to, I'm thinking about Atlanta as well. Yes. Just so I can really pursue the arts. Like, I really love dance, but I'm a very theatrical person. Like, I want to be on the big screen. I want to do music. Like, there's so many things I want to do within my craft. So, yeah, studying there for a year, and then I decided, I kind of got an opportunity to go to an HBCU, and I really didn't, being from the West Coast, it's not really talked about unless right. You know someone who, went to an HBCU. It's not really your first option. And so I was like, I don't really know. Like, I don't know where I'm going to go. And then they're like, I can get you into, my mom has a client. My mom is a beautician. And so her client was like, I can get your daughter into Grambling or Southern. And I was like, okay, well, so I was looking at both teams, and really I was watching Bayou Classic Battle of the Bands, and it was Bayou Classic 2015. And it was when the dolls had on the two-piece white. Yes. And then the pieces had on the, I think they had on white. No, they had on red, I think. Okay. Or it was white. But anyway, it was just like, oh my God, it was two different styles. Yes. And I ended up leaning towards Grambling because I was watching a field show, and not that the dolls weren't technical, but it was just like I could identify, okay, they're doing stuff that I just got done learning. Like, right. This is what I want to do. I want to be more comfortable in technique. So I leaned towards the Orchesis, and I didn't really know about them. Like, I had no idea. The only thing I knew was that a girl who danced with me, who danced on the same dance team that I did in high school, the company I danced with, she was dancing with the Orchesis as well. And she was like, girl, come down here, you'll fit in, like, you'll be fine. Like, you're gonna do great out here. And I was like, okay. And that's just kind of how it happened.
I could have really saw you as a doll too.
I live for the dolls.
Yes.
I really like. I love them.
Yes, I could have really see you as a doll as well. So, what is the tryout process for the Orchesis?
Well, for me, it was different. I kind of just showed up to Grambling in the spring, which is concert season. So they were really focused on technique and doing that. And really, it's kind of like prior to when I got there, if you had a passion for dance and you were, wanted to dance, you could come in as like a company member and train with the company, but right. You won't be in Orchesis. But we kind of do, you know how you have like a Hell Week, or, that we come in and you learn all the traditionals and you learn everything that you need to know, and then we do like a full week or 2 weeks with choreographers who come in and like just basically like kick our butts for like a week and a half in technique and stuff. But you come in, you do that, and then as soon as the season starts, if you have the skills, or you are deemed, ready, then you can start auditioning. Now we're doing like a virtual cyber audition where we'll post a video and then we give you 72 hours to resend it back. Mm-hmm. And based off of that, we pick 10 girls, freshman girls, to kind of like nurture to be ready to be in Orchesis. Right. So it's kind of like, it's really based off of what potential we see in you, and how we can like nurture that and help people grow. And yeah, other than that, it's kind of like, it's how bad do you want it? How bad are you going to work for it? And I really appreciate that because it forced me to right. Okay, I want to be on the field. That's what I want to do. That's what I came here to do. And so I'm going to learn all this stuff. I'm going to learn all the traditionals, learn all these stand routines because there's so much. And yeah, eventually, you become more comfortable with it.
Yeah. So what does it mean to you to be an Orchesis?
Well, the technical term, or as far as becoming an Orchesis, you have to at least do like the major games, so like the State Fair Classics and the Bayou Classic, and then you also have to be like a prominent dancer in the concert season. Right. So like once you kind of hit all these marks and you've been doing it for a while, you can kind of consider yourself as an Orchesis, because there's people who've been dancing, maybe for 2 years, but you guys haven't really been seeing them on the field. Right. You guys haven't, really got to know them. So they're, company members, but they're not really an Orchesis because they haven't been, just hitting the field like every week, But I think what it means to be an Orchesis just as a whole, the Orchesis word is the Greek word for art of dance. And I feel like being an Orchesis means that you're versatile in all styles of dance. And if you wanted to pursue a professional career in dance, whether it be joining another company or, just going out into the world and auditioning, because we have a lot of alumni who danced for NBA, NFL teams and went on to dance for other companies like Dallas Black Dance Company. We had someone go on to dance for Paul Taylor Dance Company. Like, you just kind of, it prepares you to become a professional dancer. Right. So that's what I think that's what we embody.
Yeah. So, how would you describe the Orchesis style?
The Orchesis style is just really, you can't really label it. Like, it's kind of like, yeah, you have your, majorette kind of movements, but we kind of like, because we're so well-rounded that it kind of is like just choreography. It's just kind of movements that we kind of put together that, feel right, that look good, and, lately we've been a little bit more innovative as far as like, bringing some new flair to already traditional standards that have been put into place, before we got there. But it's really hard to like box us in. You can't really box us in. And I think that's why a lot of people don't really know like how to really react to us, because you can't just put us in like a cookie cutter mold and be like, oh, they're this, oh, they do this, or we kind of do everything. So, I think it's just, again, being well-rounded. I think we're just everything. We can be anything and everything you want us to be.
Because on the field, y'all are really good. Y'all are really good on the field.
Thank you.
Yes, like I love, like y'all field show for what was that, Honda Battle of the Bands? Oh
yeah,
I love
that was my favorite one.
Yeah,
that was my favorite.
I love that. That was really cute.
Yeah.
So, what makes the Orchesis different from other dance lines?
Well, for one, we're a dance company, so that kind of like immediately kind of like sets us apart, because once the season is over in the fall, other teams are like done. They do parade season and stuff like that, but we're like literally dancing year round. And it's kind of like we really kind of just march to the beat of our own drum. We do what we feel, and we kind of just try to incorporate everything we learn every day into, this HBCU style.
Yeah. Okay. So how has the Orchesis helped you evolve as a dancer?
Well, to be honest, not only as a dancer, it kind of like matured me as a person, like just different things that are important, just standards that you need to hold yourself to in life, you know. But it helped me be, a more proactive learner. It helped me, catch on choreography quickly. It taught me to, be competitive in a sense that, there's going to be 100 people out there looking for the job. So what can you do to set yourself apart, to stand out and be seen, as well as, giving the choreographer what they want to see.
Right.
It also pushed me to be more assertive, because when I first got in, the people who I came within, they can tell you that I was like really quiet. Like I was just in my little corner, just worrying about myself, just trying to get the steps down, and they kind of like brought that, leadership out of me.
Yeah.
To be able to, lead a team. And then also this past season, we had like field show after field show each week. Like we were changing songs so much, and so I really had to like come up with choreography like while I'm sitting in class. Like I'm just sitting, I'm supposed to be focusing on what I'm supposed to do, but I have to teach later on today.
Right.
And I have to work, and I'm also a dance coach for high school in Grambling. So it was like I was just kind of juggling all these responsibilities, and it kind of helped me like work on time management and just, being prepared. So I definitely feel like Orchesis definitely like molded me.
And that shows the audience like you're very versatile and you're able to do two things at one time. You can be a captain and you can be a coach at the exact same time and give two different things. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like that. So what is the difference between being a part of the company and being on the team, the dance team with the band, basically?
So with the company, if you're dancing in the fall, you'll kind of see the same faces. Like we'll do the audition process. I don't know if you watch Taking the Stands, but it's literally like that every week. It's not set. Most teams come in, they pick who they want in the summer, and they train them, to be prepared for the season. With us, it's kind of like we'll bring in a group of freshman girls to, let them know what they're getting into. However, it's no secure spots. Like, you know, whether you're a veteran, whether you're a freshman, you know, a freshman can come in and dance every game, and a veteran can get cut. Or, you know, a freshman can make one game, and it's like, okay, good job, but, yeah, you're not dancing this week, you know. So it's just kind of like, it's real kind of cutthroat.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
It is no set spots, even as a captain, you know, like, you have to be on your A game, because, I mean, in the past, captains have been cut. Like, if you're not, you know, doing what you need to do, you can lose your spot.
Even like, a captain?
Even, hey, I'm going to just say this. I've seen it. I've heard the stories where, you know, we don't really so much do body cuts anymore, just because that can kind of be looked down upon. But if you don't look the part, like, oh, okay, you're not, you know, you didn't gained a little, or, you know, you're looking a little too thin, like, you know, like, it's just, it's finding that happy medium to, like, be able to, you know, be consistent, you know, because even in dance teams and stuff, you know, you audition and they pick who they want to see. So it's like, if you have what we want to see, and, you know, you fit the mold, then good for you. And if you miss, then maybe next week try again. Like, that's all I can say.
Yeah. So throughout your years as an Orchesis, who influenced you the most?
That's a tough one, because I'm always gonna say Miss Maroney, like, our director. She definitely is very, very supportive. It's her company. Now, don't get it twisted. That's her thing. That's her baby. You know. And you just kind of got to go with that. You know, it's a saying, when you get your own company, you can do what you want to do. So at the end of the day, whatever she says is kind of like up to her, and I definitely respect that. I think my former captains really inspired me, though, because they were just like very, very technically like beastly. Like, you know, they may not, you know, be your favorite person in the stands, but on that Marley, you know, on the stage, oh, they're twirling circles around you. Oh, okay. I see why you're the captain. Because nobody can do what you can do. So I definitely looked up to my former captains. Before I got there, the captain was Jermaine Griffith. That was the captain for 2015, and she's ultimately what drew me in. Like, they did Crazy in Love field show. That's probably one of my favorite field shows, and that's what brought me to Grandma, because she was just like selling me face. She was giving me energy, personality. Like, I was like, I want to be out there. Like, she made me want to get on the field, you know. And then my captain, Aaliyah Holland, she was just a beast technically. Like, she was always constantly telling me, like, secretly, like, Lyric, I'm trying to prepare you. You know, she wasn't like, I'm trying to prepare you to be captain. But, like, when she was incorporating, you know, technique and hard choreography, she's like, she wouldn't let me, you know, like, be complacent. She was always, you know, pushing me to get better. And then also, me and Jalen, we were, like, really, really tight when I first got there. She, like, took me in immediately, you know, and was like, yes, the technique is there, but we need the sass, the personality, you know, the energy and performance quality. And, you know, she, like, pushed me to be creative, you know, and, you know, start to feel what it feels like in my body, you know, versus trying to be a cookie cutter. This is what it's supposed to look like. So I think that, you know, those people, and then, of course, my coach, Smiley, you know, she's all about fierce. Like, she's like, I want the look, I want the tease, I want it to be, you know, just big, and she, I don't know, she kind of pushes you to, like, step out of yourself and, you know, don't be fearful and just attack. And so I think there's so many people, I can really, like, keep going on, but literally everybody around us, like, they really push you to be your best self. So, you know.
So let me ask you this. A lot of people wanted to know, like, do you have, like, some type of alter ego? Like, because they see that you give face, they see that you give sex. Like, do you have, like, this alter ego?
I do. I feel feel like every dancer that does though. Like, you know, you have who you are, like, and it comes through when you're dancing, but like when those lights hit, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going for it. Right. Like, what do you mean? I'm not gonna get caught slipping, especially with cameras in your face constantly. It's like that forced me to like, because I'm so small that I'm like, I have to dance bigger. You know, I have taller teammates than me, so I can't dance like I'm 5 foot tall. You know, I have to dance like I'm a giant, and I have to give facials that someone can see all the way across the stadium. You know, and so
you give them.
If anything, I'm gonna give you face. Yes, okay. Definitely. If anything, I'm gonna give you face because I want you to feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you're not really doing nothing as a dancer if you're not making nobody feel you. You know, so even if it's live, even if it's from a video, I'm like, this camera is in my face, so you know what? I'm gonna try to give you a little eye, a little wink, you know, a little lip bite, you know, a little something that you feel.
I love it. I love it. So, what would you say was the biggest challenge being in the Orchesis?
The biggest challenge for me was just kind of, it didn't really have so much to do with dance. It was just more so like, I'm here to dance, but I have to do academics. Like, academics, I have to graduate. You know what I'm saying? And being in the company, it gets really hard because it's like you're expected to, you know, be here every day, be consistent. You know, we have company class at from 4 to 5:30 every day. So that's for technique building. And then after that, it can go from 6 until, you know, and then we're not getting out, and then I have to make sure I get my work done, and, you know, make sure I get enough sleep, and, you know, just really giving myself time to really, like, be with myself. I feel like because we're always around each other all the time, and so it's just kind of like finding that balance of, like, yes, I need to make sure I get everything I need to get done, because sometimes I felt a little spread thin, you know, like as far as I was always on go. You know, I never really just was lax. So definitely just finding that me time and finding that balance was the big.
And the time management.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure.
Because being in the band in general, that is a lot. And I understand. I truly understand.
That's another thing too. I'm sorry. I didn't address this before. All the other dance teams are a part of the band, and we're not. We used to be a part of the band, and then we made the disconnect to be our own company because we continue to dance year round, so we're kind of our own brand. Right. So that's why when we do the feature, it's like, okay, this is the feature. The Orchesis is featured with the world fame, you know, so like we'll come in, we may not have the best communication as far as like, okay, what are y'all playing? Okay, this is the field show. And they're like, no, we changed it. And it's like, you changed it? I just made up a whole routine for no reason. You know, like literally that happened to me this past season. Made up a whole routine and we didn't even use it. Or just like when we're preparing for Bayou Classic, making sure we know all the songs and know all the music so that, you know, it's not like we're just out there freestyling or, you know, out there just not really sure. You know, they do little breaks and different changes in the music, and, you know, that's my biggest thing. I'm like, I want us to be, like, right on the music. I don't want it to be, like, unsure. Really, this past season, I really utilized my team. Like, I felt like, okay, I kind of have this style. I have my kind of choreography that looks like me. You can kind of tell that I made it up. And just to take the pressure off myself, I'm like, hey, come up with an 8 count. Come up with this. Come up with a march in. Come up with, you know, just give me like 2 8s. And I'll just kind of divvy it up that way. Just so I can take some of the pressure off myself, but also prepare them for what they would have to do after I'm gone. Because it's like, if you don't ever give somebody the opportunity to really, like, push themselves, then they'll never know. So it's like, okay, you're going to make it up. I make up mostly everything. I need you to make this up. Yeah. I need you to do this. I need you to go here. Can you go record the music? Can you go do this? Because it's like, it's not really fair to put it all on one person, you know, and it becomes a lot. Yeah. When you think of the captain, you just think of them dancing in the front and stands, and it's all glamorous, and they're getting all the attention and the shine, but really, they're really doing, like, the legwork, you know? Yes. So I definitely just try to utilize my team and, you know, let them help me while I'm helping them at the same time.
Exactly. Okay. So what was your favorite band song you danced to?
Ooh. My favorite?
Yes.
Like, this season?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Field show or stand routine?
Stands.
Okay, stand routine. I think it's kind of obvious in the video when the band played "Make No Sense" by Beyonce. Yeah. I was waiting for that song. I was waiting for that song. I was like, if they don't play this, I'm gonna be so mad.
Baby, because I love that. I call it the ratchet count. I love it. Yes, I love that count. Do you know who made that count?
Jalen made that count up.
Baby, I love that count.
Yeah, that's one of the favorites.
Yes.
Even our director, Miss Maroney, she loves that one. She loves that one.
It's because it's so different. Like, you don't see nobody doing it. It's just so different.
Yes.
I love it.
But definitely Make No Sense. I like playing games, too. Because a lot of the music they played, like, they played stuff that, you know, we heard all season, but when they come to classic, it's like a new kind of repertoire of music, and we're like, oh, yeah, like, why weren't you playing that all season? Right. Like, I was living for that. I liked when they played, what's the song by Bruno Mars? Please Me at Jackson. That was nice, too. But yeah, I would have to say I was waiting on Make No Sense. I was waiting on that one for sure. For sure.
So, what was your favorite uniform from this past season?
Ooh.
Now, let me say this. Hold up. Let me say. That Cruella de Vil, I call it Cruella de Vil.
Yes. Cruella de Vil.
Oh, that was cute.
I like that one, too.
Yeah.
That one made me feel like, real like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like, regal and bougie, but then sexy at the same time. Right. I like that one. Definitely the one from Honda. Like, definitely the one from Honda. That one.
Oh, the red one?
Yes. We have, like, names for our uniforms. I know other teams do, too. That one's called, like, Crossfire or something like that. My coach usually, Smiley, she's quick with the names. Like, she would come up with a name in the quickness. I like that one. And I like the new lemonade one, the yellow one that we did at Classic too. That one was pretty. Yeah. But my favorite uniform, I like the one we did, the little Wakanda look with the little skirt on the back of it. That one's really cute too. Like sequin and I don't know. I guess it's just because it got the little skirt. I don't know why I like that one so much.
Yes. So who comes up with the ideas for the uniforms?
Really, I'm gonna have to give it to Coach Smiley. Like, she asks us, you know, okay, well, I'll say us, meaning the captain. Like, okay, so what are you seeing? Like, what would you want to wear, whatever? And she'll kind of, like, come up with kind of, like, a theme to match, you know, the look so that, you know, it kind of just is cohesive, you know? So it'll be like, okay, me personally, I always tell her this. I'm like, I want to be naked. Okay, I want to be naked. I always say that to her. And she'd be like, oh, okay. And then, you know, we'll kind of come up with different concepts or, like, piece together different looks. Like, we'll see, like, a bodysuit or something that, you know, is just a Fashion Nova shirt or something like that. But then we'll be like, ooh, that's cute. I like the cut. I like this. Take the arm off or add an arm or take the back out. You know, like, we'll just kind of use things like that to kind of inspire us for different looks.
Now, let me ask you this. When it comes to the uniforms, is it like a team effort to create the uniform? Like, putting it together? No?
No. It's usually between the coach and the captain.
Okay.
Yeah, she kind of, like, that's kind of her, like, give to us as the captain. Be like, what do you want to wear? Yeah. How do you want to look? And it's just like, okay, I have a say so. Like, you know, so that's pretty cool.
So the people want to know, how were you announced captain, and what was your feeling once you got it?
I was never really announced captain, and it's kind of weird. Like, in the past I've heard that there's like been an announcement. Mm-hmm. So when me and Jalen were captains together, it was kind of like, hey, Miss Ronnie like pulled like three of us to the side and was just like, hey, you know, you guys are student leaders. That's what she called it, student leaders, and you know, I'm looking at y'all. Right. So then that kind of like amped up the like, oh, okay, she's looking at us, you know. But it's basically kind of like they've been watching you since you got there, type of thing, and so it depends on, you know, how well you can teach, you know, if you can teach class, if you can, you know, hold the standard, basically. So it was just kind of like, I had only done, well, we call it oint, but crabbed. I had only did a fall. That was it. And then I was being looked at, you know. Oh, wow. And considered being captain. So I'm just like, you know, deep down inside, this is what I've always wanted. You know, but I never shared it with anybody. Just like, I want to be captain, you know. So then, when we did like the trading of the games and stuff, and we did that for 2 years, and it was just kind of like, it was just kind of known that after Jalen graduated, I would continue to keep going, you know. Me being kind of the veteran in the company, I'm probably one of the only people who've been in the company the longest at this point. And so it's kind of like building up trust with Miss Maroney and everybody around me, knowing that if none of them were in the room, that I would be able to get the work done. So that's kind of the biggest thing. But I didn't really get like an announcement or a ceremony or anything like that. It was just kind of like, okay, Lyric, we need you to do N5s. And it was just like, okay, well, I'm the leader in the room. So I just kind of had to act as such. Yeah.
Okay. So what was the hardest part about being captain?
The hardest part? I think for me, it's the backlash of, like, when things go wrong, it's your fault. Yes. And it was just kind of like, everything else is like, oh, it's a team effort. It's, you know, everybody's in it together. And then as soon as something goes bad, it's like, it's all daggers are at you. And you're just like, dang, like, it wasn't even all me. But, you know, I'm going to take the responsibility. And then also, I just felt pressure to, like, be super good. Like, everybody, like, I don't know, it's just kind of like you view this captain as, like, the best one on the team, you know? And with me, I never just thought I was the best on the team. I still don't think I'm the best, you know? I think that I have my position for a reason, but, you know, I just felt pressure to, like, be really good, especially in the stands, because it was just kind of like you watch videos and you live for people, and, you know, people are like, yes, they're killing it, they're legendary, they're this, and it's just kind of like I just felt like people weren't living for me in that way, you know, and it was just kind of like I kind of internalized it versus, like, brushing it off. It was just kind of like, dang, I have to be super good, I have to... You know, and that's probably why, you know, I give a lot of face and stuff like that, you know, just to be like, you know, hey, I'm here, you know, like, I'm doing it, you know, it may not be on the standard that other teams are on, but, like, I just felt this pressure to just be extra great, you know, because I'm the captain, and, like, everybody's looking at the captain, and to be perfect, so I was trying to be perfect. I didn't want to mess up. I didn't want to, you know, let anybody down. I think that was my biggest thing as captain. Yeah. Just trying to, like, be a good captain.
Yeah. I got you. So was it difficult, like, not having Jalen as captain as well?
I wouldn't say it was difficult. I think that I won't say that it wasn't, like, looking back in hindsight, it was very, very helpful to have somebody, you know, to bounce ideas off of and, you know, help come up with the field show and stuff like that. But I think with anything, when you want to kind of go your own route and you're sharing it with somebody, it has to be a constant compromise. It was always a constant, okay, this is what I want, this is what I want. Neither of us are budging on it, so we have to try to find a way to integrate it to where, you know, everybody's happy. And so I kind of felt like a little bit of relief of like, okay, I can kind of like do what I want to do and, you know, do me.
Have
and,
your
you know,
own ideas.
Right, and if it doesn't work, then okay, but it don't work. But at the end of the day, you know, I have that room, that creative space to just kind of like do what I want to do. Now, granted, like, she came for homecoming, and I was like, okay, I need an 8 count, like, because we're trying to change it up and spice it up. So I made up the part before this, and it's really hard to change something when you already made something up to it. So it's like, okay, can you help me with this part? Because and, you know, we were out there in the hallway, just like it was old times, and you know, like it was cool. So
that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. So, what was a goal that you set for your team that you felt like you've accomplished as a captain?
I wanted us to be clean.
Yeah.
Clean,
and
look the same. That was my biggest thing. If we didn't do anything, we were going to look clean, and I wanted to have nice field shows.
Yeah.
Because in the past, it's like, it's always a hit or miss. It's always like, oh, they had a great field show, but they looked terrible in the stands. People was messing up. They weren't together. Or they looked good in the stands, and then the field show was a hot mess. You know what I'm saying? So I at least wanted to do clean field shows to where, you know, it may not have been super extravagant as far as tricks, but it was, you know, it was across the board to where everybody could execute it, and we could all look good as a team versus a bunch of individuals out there. I wanted to try to dead it's the me show. It's about me. I wanted it to be about the team. I didn't really want to be the focal point. I wanted to highlight, you know, my dancers because I know their strengths, you know. And then in the stands, I was just like, we're drilling head movements. Is it left, right, left hand? It's a jazz hand. It's a blade. Okay, you just did a blade, and I said it was a jazz hand. Do it again. Like that kind of repetition, just so that it'll translate, you know, because once you get in performance mode, you know, you're not even thinking about that kind of stuff. But I just really wanted us to be really clean and look good on the field.
That field show for the one you guys did against Black Foxes, that was
a me, baby.
Yes, I love that field show. Y'all were so clean.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all were so clean.
And baby, we was like the day before still trying to like get it together. I was just like, oh my God, like it's not coming together. And then our uniforms got left. Like it was just, we were dealing with so much that whole like day / weekend. And then for it to all come together, I was just like, God, you were so awesome. Like literally, because I was just stressing out. But yeah, that was one of my favorite field shows too. I really wanted them to bring that song back, like for classic. That would have been a good song for classic, but we did.
That field show was T. I love that. The turns.
Thank you.
Oh, I loved it. So, what is a good memory that you have with your Oink babies?
Oh, my Oink baby. First, I love my kids. Oh my gosh, I love my kids so much. I've been told I spoil them, but oh well. They're really just like characters though. Like they bring like because when I'm in captain mode, I can kind of be serious, you know, like just really kind of like, you know, all over the place, and they kind of like remind me of like, you know, just to have fun and stuff like that. We've definitely like, my house has been the kicking spot because I had my own apartment, so I would be like, hey, we're coming over here, we're bonding, we're all gonna hang out. And then the bus rides, for sure. Our bus rides, like, you know, traveling to different games. It's just a bunch of laughs. Like, they're so goofy. They're crazy. But I love it. I do.
So what is your mindset going into the Bayou Classic?
really, it's not so much like, oh, we have to be better than the dolls, or we have to, like, it's a battle against the dolls. Right. We just know that, for one, the rivalry is, like, high. Like, yes. You know, Southern is always going to be saying stuff about Grambling. Grambling people are always going to be saying stuff about Southern. That's a given. So, you know, it's like, I really just want to, like, make the best impression, you know, like, represent Grambling well. And it's really kind of like, we got space, like, because our stand routines, like, when we're in the stands, it's really hard to really do what we do because, you know, we're practicing, like, standing up in the studio. Right. So then we're like, okay, we don't have, like, a few inches of room to do this. So then when we have that floor where we can stand up and actually, like, move around, it's like, we have the space to really kill it, you know? Right. So it's just really, like, basically taking everything that we've done all season and just elevate it and just kind of add that spice to it. Just take it to the next level, you know? Like, y'all don't want to see the same old, right. You know? So that's why we come in and we do, like, you know, different marches and different looks, you know, just to add, like, a little spice to, you know, what we've already done, because we definitely don't have to, like, try to outdo or do none of that, you know, but we definitely want to be our best self, and we definitely want to put our best foot forward. Exactly. So we're definitely going to, you know, step it up, and we going to step, and we going to come through, and we going to bust through the gates. I know that's right. You know?
Yes. So we know that you guys had, you know, your own web series. Can you talk about your experience with that web series, Taking the Stands?
Taking the Stands, I think Taking the Stands was, like, really, really cool. It kind of just came out of nowhere. Like, they kind of reached out to our director, Miss Maroney, and was just like, hey, we saw your Dances High Praise, which is our annual concert. They saw it on YouTube, and they were like, we want to, you know, highlight you guys, and really just show, like, a different side of, you know, because they do a cheer series, right. The company that we were under, so it was just kind of like they wanted to really highlight HBCU style dance, and so I thought that was really awesome that I can even just be a part of that, and just having the cameras around and stuff like that, like, it was just like, okay, well, you know, okay, re-say that again, or, you know, okay, come back, you know, like, it was definitely authentic as far as, like, none of it was scripted or staged or anything, but it was definitely, like, you got to see, like, the behind the scenes of what it takes to, like, you know, create a show. Right. And it just so happened that we were given all the drama that needed to be happening as far as missing costumes and being late for rehearsal, like, and not knowing our costume wasn't in for Bayou Classic yet. It was just, like, all the drama that, you know, what you would see on TV, and it's like, no, we're really, like, this is really what we go through, you know? So it was just cool to let people see how hardworking we are, you know, versus the finished product, because, you know, we can go out there and perform and then we can do terrible, but people really don't know, like, what all it took to get there. We can do really, really great. You're like, everybody's living for you, and it's like, we didn't leave until midnight, you know, trying to get that done, you know. Even for Bayou Classic, I remember 2018, we were, like, in the hotel room at, like, 2-3 in the morning, setting our stand routines and making sure that, you know, it was right, you know. So we're very, very, very hardworking, and it was nice for people to see that, you know.
So do you think that the show gave the girls more exposure?
Definitely. I think it kind of, like, let you see individuals, because if you're not familiar with anybody, then you're kind of only looking at the captain, or you're kind of only looking at the few people that you know. So it got to, you know, let people in on who people were, like the new faces, incoming freshmen that you should be looking out for, or the girl who was who's been fighting to make the field for a whole year, didn't make it, and then she finally makes the game. Like, you know, just highlighting those people and really, like, showing that, you know, as a team, like, we really work hard to get it done, and we really take pride in what we do, because if we weren't passionate about it, and I've seen a lot of people leave the company too, like people who I came in and started with, trickling out. Like, it's only me and Troy and Kaya, but she's graduated. It was like 20 some of us together, and we're the only 3 that stayed. You know, it's not for everybody. Yeah. You know, we don't get to go to all the school events and stuff. We don't get to just go party and do all that stuff. Like, we're really in the studio day in, day out, like really working on our craft. Like,
that's good. Mm-hmm. And that being that, you know, you guys are the last 3, that kind of shows your dedication too. Mm-hmm. It does. It really shows your dedication. Sure. So, what was your least favorite aspect about being on the web series?
I think it was because I'm such a private person. Like, even with social media and stuff like that, like, I really like my privacy. I really like to have my own thoughts to myself and, like, be selective on, like, you know, what I share and what's for me. Right. So to just kind of, like, have, like, basically whatever they recorded, that's what you're going to see. Yeah. Or that's what people are going to be able to take away from, you know, who you are as a person. And it was just kind of like, I mean, I was being myself, so, you know, I'm not going to apologize for, you know, what you saw. That was really me, you know. But, like, the whole emotional, like, episode, you know, I was really going through a lot. Like, I was sick during homecoming. Like, it was bad, but I couldn't, you know, in those moments of me being sick, it wasn't like, oh, okay, well, I'm sick, so I can't really, like, do this. You know, it was like, I could barely talk, like, voice was gone. I'm like, all right, we're gonna 5, 6, 7, 8 guys, okay. You know, like, I was really, like, pushing through, you know. And so, you know, it's like when something's wrong with you and then you're like, you don't want to talk about it. Right. And then somebody is like, okay, they ask you that question and you're just like, here comes the water. Right. You know, and it's like, I didn't even want to go there. Like, I didn't, because I really hate, like, being vulnerable. So it was like, but for me, like, that was kind of like a moment where I was like, dang, I'm over here crying on national television, over here crying and stuff. Like, you know, but I am not weak. I am not weak, okay? But it definitely inspired people. And so for it to, like, register and resonate with people and be like, it's okay, you know, I didn't want a pity party. I definitely didn't want a bunch of pats on the back or nothing like that. But it definitely, like, spoke to people who are going through things and, you know, and don't really, you know, always feel like their best on some days, you know. And it just, I guess it showed me being human. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I kind of was just like, you know what, like, I'm taking it for what it is. Like, that's how I felt. At the same time, at the end of the day, I'm still going to eat. Right. I'm going to wipe this tear, but I'm going to go out there and kill it, you know what I'm saying? So it was, I think it was, overall, it was a great experience. Yeah. I wouldn't have changed it.
I'm glad you guys got that shine, too, because I think you guys really needed that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we really don't have, like, another thing is videographers. Like, we don't have a Orchesis videographer. And I feel like if you just have somebody recording, you know, just off their phone or something like that, or, you know, it's not really gonna, like, hit. You gotta have the angles, you need to make the edits, the cuts, the lighting, like, the sound has to be right. And I feel like if we had that, you know, people would really be like, ooh, you know, I like it. But because we don't really have that kind of representation, you know, we kind of get lost. But at the end of the day, you know, we're no longer the underdogs. We've been here for a long time, and that's a whole other thing of just feeling like we were less than. Yeah. And I got to a point where I'm like, I'm tired of trying to explain why we belong where we are. Like, you know, people like us. You know, everybody's not gonna like you, but for the people who do, we got to do it for them. You know, and I'm done apologizing for not being another team, because at the end of the day, we're not them. We're totally in a different bracket. So I'm not gonna keep comparing myself to other people, because that's not doing anything for me, but breaking me down. You know what I'm saying? So really just trying to like elevate and just have more of a positive outlook and just more comfortable in our own skin and owning what it is to be an Orchesis and being proud of it, you know, because other teams are proud to be a part of their teams, you know, like alumni, you know, I don't want somebody on my team feeling like, oh, this team is better than us, we need to look like that. No, well, you need to look like us, you need to figure it out, or you need to go over there. Right. Like, you know?
Exactly. So, can you explain your experience hanging out with Beyonce?
Oh, I knew this was gonna come up. Okay, so the tea is I was booked and I was double booked.
Oh.
So I personally wasn't able to go. That's why you don't see me in any of the pictures. Yes. You know, I was a little upset at first about it, but I was definitely happy for my sisters and people who were able to go. And it really, like, that also really showed me, like, we really are out here working, you know, like, we have another performance to be at. And I'm the captain, and Miss Maroney wants me to be here. She needs me to be there for her, you know what I'm saying? And that just showed that, you know, I was important, you know, to the company and important to what we're doing. So it was like, you know what? I'm gonna charge it to the game. I'm gonna see her later. I'm gonna see her later. We gonna reconnect, you know. But even just the stories that they told us, you know, and like how, like she was like dancing with them. They was swag surfing, like, you know, with Jay-Z and Beyonce and all the other celebrities, and how hype it was. Like she was super, super cool. So just to know that she even like considered us, you know, out of all teams, out of everybody that she could have picked, you know. Granted, you know, we did the Coachella look, you know, but even then, she didn't have to pick us for that, you know what I'm saying? And she did. So, like, that spoke volumes to, like, no matter if, we, you know, we're not everybody's top favorite. Beyonce wanted us, okay? Period. We were booked. But yes, I was double booked, so I had to gracefully bow out of that opportunity. But yeah, it's still dope.
And you never know who's watching.
Right.
You never know who's watching.
Exactly.
Never know. So, what advice can you give the next girl that wants to be an Orchesis? I'm sorry.
I mean, really, it's how bad do you want it? You know, it's really a level of commitment that you have to like really say, okay, I'm gonna do this.
Right.
You know, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna you know, hold back, or I'm not gonna be, you know, here or there. Like, you know, you have to be there every day.
Right.
You have to, you know, sacrifice some things. You have to be. You're gonna be tired. You know, you're gonna want to go kick it. You know, and you're gonna see other people, you know, doing things that you're not doing. But knowing that, you know, your work ethic will get you there. And we have a saying, keep coming back because it works if you work it. And that I literally, like, I can literally attest to that. Like, if you keep coming back, you're going to see results. You know, I've never seen anybody come in and get worse. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, you just stay strong, you know, don't be easily influenced by other people, you know what I'm saying? But really, it's how bad you want it and what are you going to do? Like, of course, it's going to be competitive. You're going to have to fight for your spot. You might get cut. You might not make it, you know, but it's about coming back that next day and, you know, knowing what you have to do to just be better, you know.
That's true.
Because I try to be, like, a positive, you know, person because I know it. Me, personally, I never really, like, ever got cut, you know. That's just,
and that's good.
I think I got cut one time and I still ended up dancing at the game because somebody wasn't there. And so even though I was cut, I wasn't salty. I wasn't sitting on the side. I was on the side. Okay, you need a cover. You need somebody to step in and fill in for her spot. And she wasn't there, and she got her spot took, basically, you know.
Period.
So, and that's just, you know, being humble, but also being just ready at all times, being on go at all times, and knowing that, you can sit around and wait for somebody to try to hand you something, or you can go out and go get it for yourself. So I say, you just got to stay committed and be passionate about what you do, and you'll see results.
So what is something that you'll miss about being in Orchesis?
Just dancing, period. Like, for one football season, sitting at the games are kind of boring. It's only when we're dancing that, I'm having the time of my life. But really, field shows, like, touching that field is an undescribable feeling. Like, you just, you turn, you throw that cape off, and it's just like, and you're only dancing for like a minute and 30 seconds,
right.
But you got to leave it all on the field, like, at that moment, and that's for, any performance, but those field shows, those classics by you classic, like, I can't wait to finally, like, enjoy the festivities and actually, like, be at the game, and hanging out, but definitely those moments of, like, the nerves and the butterflies and just like, oh my God, okay. I always scream. I don't know, you might be able to hear it. In some videos, you can hear, like, a loud scream, like, and I literally, like, scream right before we go on the field. I, like, have to let all that energy out. So I'm just like, so they're looking at me. I'm like, I'm screaming. But they know that I'm about to go out there and kill it because I got my scream out. I got my nerves out. And I'm going to just leave it out. I'm going to leave it all out there.
I know that's right. So what's next for Miss Lyric?
Well, Miss Lyric, personally, I just really can't wait to get into the industry as far as, like, I just want to start auditioning. I want to go and take class, and just, like, really work on the other styles that I haven't got to work on. I've been kind of in this majorette stands kind of world, but in the world that I want to be in, I'm more hip-hop based, I want to do commercial work. I really want to go on tour. My biggest dream is to go on tour with Chris Brown, be one of his dancers, because he's, like, my favorite artist.
Like, I can see that.
That's bang.
Yes.
You're a little hot. That's bang. But no, for real, I literally, like, my dream is to just, like, do everything. Like, I want to do everything. I really look up to Janet Jackson. She's one of, like, my icons because she did singing, she did acting, she did dance, like, and she was able to be successful in all three of those things. And so I really want to, I just can't wait to, like, get out in the world and actually do it. Like, I've been talking about it, and I've been dreaming about it, but once I graduate, baby, I don't know where I'm going to be, but I just know that you're going to see me. You're going to see me somewhere.
We're going to see Miss Lyric. We're going to see Miss Lyric, period. So that's all the questions that I have. Do you have any questions? Well, not any questions for me, but do you have anything to say to the fans, basically?
The fans. Well, I do have a question for you, though.
Oh, what's the question?
The question is, so, like, what made you come around to the Orchesis? Because I felt like you didn't really. It took you a while to really, like. It was like a taste in your mouth. Like, it was like, I don't really know if I like it. It was, which is not a bad thing, but.
It was one video. I think you guys were on the track. I don't know what game it was.
During this season?
Yes.
Oh, but that was against Mississippi Val.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. And I was looking, I was like, they're different. Mm-hmm. They're different. I like them. So it took me time to, like, gradually get it. I'm still trying to get it. It's an acquired taste.
It is.
It's definitely an acquired taste. It's definitely not for everybody. But at the same time, just like the dolls with me, I was not a doll fan. Still not. I mean, I am a doll. I am a doll fan. What? I am a doll fan, but it just took me time to get it because I'm more so of a J Set fan. I'm used to seeing the hardcore. I'm used to seeing all of that. So for me to see you guys and for me to see the dolls, it just took time. It took me like actually me doing my top fives. It took me doing that to actually grasp. Okay, they're different. Okay, I can take that. Okay, I can take that. So yeah, it just took me time.
Well, I'm glad you finally came around. God, it took you long enough.
Hey, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. But I want to thank you so much for this. Oh my God, it was a good interview.
Thank you. I'm really like honored for you to even just like want to talk to me. I'm
yes, I have to talk to. I have to talk to Miss Lyric. Come on.
Please, well, definitely stay in touch too.
Oh, definitely.
Don't not hit me up after this.
Oh, I got you, girl. I got you. I promise. All right?
I'm going to hold you to that.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right.
Talk to you later.
All right. Talk to you later.